creative industries have emerged as one of the leading sectors in the economy.
Starting up a small recording studio in my dad's garage is all it took.
My story was more like experimenting with variety of flavors, baking cupcakes, brownies, donuts.
Breakthroughs are usually when you find a new way to do something.
Oh well, me and my sister set up a fashion label because we just couldn't find what we wanted in shops.
Breaking rules and great stories start with how you dare to do things differently.
So, how do you start and sustain a business?
All these and more as Africa's Global Bank, UBA, presents Mind Your Own Business, a radio program designed to initialize, educate, and motivate young entrepreneurs emerging as strong players in the local and global economy. Stay tuned for Mind Your Own Business, proudly brought to you by UBA, Africa's Global Bank.
This is Mind Your Own Business, brought to you by UBA, Africa's Global Bank.
Good morning. Welcome to Mind Your Own Business, brought to you by UBA, Africa's Global Bank. I'm Wale Famrewa, and thank you for tuning in. On today's program, we focus on real estate. It's been said to be a great opportunity in Nigeria. Everyone talks about this huge housing deficit. So hopefully we're going to hear from people who are taking a crack at that opportunity and making a business out of it. Today, our guest is Ruth Obi. She's the CEO of 3INVEST. Ruth, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We always like to start with the background to this entrepreneurial story. So where did it all start for you? I know you're a lawyer by training. So how did you get into this?
Okay, first of all, I'm a lawyer. You said it. You always catch a bug from somewhere. I think I caught the real estate bug from being a lawyer. So I'd had to work in a firm that was doing conveyancing, which is the legal transaction for when you're trying to perfect title for your document. So from there, I was able to pick up the real estate business back of the law, and I started 3INVEST 8 years ago. Yeah,
that's about what? 8-9 years ago?
Now, yeah, 8 years. Yes, it will be 9 this year.
So tell us more about your business. What exactly does 3INVEST do?
You know what, to be honest, some people have asked me this question and I happen to be like, what do we do really? Oh, well, 3INVEST is, like I would always say, a research in motion. We're growing to be somewhere. I mean, we have a vision, but literally we want to become a real estate investment vehicle in what the name says, 3INVEST. So it's meant to be a real estate investment company. So it's a company you come to when you want to invest in real estate, and we take you through all the steps, and through that there's a business model attached to that, and you can make money and get the business moving. So that's where we're hoping to be by the time we're 10. So yeah. So
a bit of advisory type work, is that what you're saying?
Real estate investment vehicle is like real estate banking, like the way you walk into a bank to save money for whatever you want to do. So you're going to be able to walk into 3INVEST, save money towards buying a home, be able to buy a right house, be able to get the right information you need to be able to acquire and grow your real estate. Okay, so our focus really is to have everybody to create a valuable investment in the long run. So we want to turn Nigerian youths into real estate investors as against just consumers. Because I mean, I read some reports and they come, Nigerians are consumers, and I like consumers for good or for bad. I mean, they look at us as people that spend money for commodities against saving money into what would help us, become richer in the future. So that's what our plan is to make sure we create a better and wealthier in Nigeria.
Right, and how's it going? I mean, how far have you come? You've been, 9 years now?
Yeah, it's going well. Well, I mean, when we started, it's a little bit dabbling here and there. We started consulting, agency, and the rest of that. And we started, I think after 3 years into the business, we, when they had the first economics downturn there, which is not as bad as this one we're facing now. So we thought about, okay, what do I do? I went back to school and I was like, okay, I came back and I thought about advocating. So that's when we started the online platform, 3investonline.com. It was like a daily blog about putting information out there to people, which is more like, we invested more into content. We went about content. I think literally we tried to change the whole traditional system of doing real estate to something you've seen that has become a new revolution today. So having the online stuff, having the real estate on air for almost like 5 years, all that, and having the real estate Unite, which has become the largest real estate event in Africa today. All those have helped us. Those were like advocacy platforms that we've used to not only build our brand, but position ourselves for what we want to become by the time we get to our medium-term goal.
All right. So at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, you're not actually building houses for people to live in.
No.
So you're more in the background, helping, advising, linking up the buyers and the sellers, that type of thing.
Yeah, what it is the most mistakes that we've noticed that have happened to people in the industry is maybe lack of knowing the industry that you want to be in. So I think it's best you shop around and see what exactly do you want to do. You just don't come tomorrow and say, I want to go into development, I want to go into construction. We invested resources in trying to understand real estate. So if we wanted to build 1,000 units today, go into commercial real estate, do any more, we already know what we are going to face. So we're not going to go into the issues of, who is going to be the tenant, who's going to be that. So we already have worked in all that aspect of real estate. So it's just like building an ecosystem around real estate. So that makes you positioned to get to where you want to be. So that's what we've been doing.
So in the process, you are learning. Hopefully, you're helping others learn as well. And
we
you have
learn
an
every day.
end game.
When I interview people, I learn a lot. You can imagine the kind of world I think we've interviewed over close to 90 guests on the show. All real estate top professionals across the world. And of course, I learn every day. I mean, on my show, I get to learn. At the events, we have top people across the world coming to speak. There are a lot of things I don't know we have to learn. So by the day, we learn from experience, from what you get in having to run an office from nothing to something, having an indigenous brand, growing it from nothing, no help, no equity, no debt, nothing. So that's how we've positioned to build a company. So when it gets to time where you want to either go to the bank or go to look for money, you already know what to do. So you're not going to face all those challenges of you have this loan here, you have this bad debt here. So you're already sort of, intelligently doing things differently.
Absolutely. You've learned definitely a lot, I imagine. Okay, we're going to take a break and then we'll talk more about the real estate opportunity in Nigeria. But before we do that, of course, we always like our guests to make a music selection. So, Ruth, what would you like?
Okay, so I think I'll go with one Nigerian artist. And of course, I'll go with my favorite artist. And I'll go with this person because he not only believed in me, he's my friend, Two-Face. And I'll go with Power of Niger.
All right, I'm sure we'll bring
I like that song. No matter the stage. I like that.
Okay, you will hear it right now.
Thank you.
Because we'll come back after this break and continue our conversations with Ruth Obi, giving us some interesting perspective on Nigeria's real estate market. Back in a moment.
Coming up on Mind Your Own Business.
The traditional way of selling real estate is when you want to do real estate and you set up a development team, which includes a marketing agent or a marketing company that you work with. You have to strictly and exclusively let the marketing company do their job.
No matter the stage, there's still room for greatness. No matter the stage, there's a bit of greatness in every man. There's power to rise, there's power to conquer, there's power inside, there's a gift of power in every man.
Be the greatest that we can be. We've got power to thrive. Be the champions, make history. Keep the greatness alive. With the power of Niger, working together, victory is sure. We are champions. With the power of Niger, working together,
Welcome back to Mind Your Own Business, brought to you by UBA, Africa's Global Bank. We're speaking to Ruth Obi, the CEO of 3INVEST, a real estate service company. Ruth, thank you so much for staying with us. So let's dig a little deeper into what you do, because what we really want to appreciate is the opportunity in real estate. Typically, everyone thinks real estate is all about buying and selling houses, but you obviously are doing a lot more than that. Tell us more.
Okay, what I consider myself, aside from being lawyer, which is my first love, is I'm a real estate entrepreneur. So what do I see? Opportunities of developing businesses surrounding real estate. An entrepreneur, you can decide to be an energy entrepreneur. I can decide to be a power entrepreneur. So the first thing you have to do as an entrepreneur is, what's that one thing I want to be known for? Okay, like you see Ruth, you say real estate. You see someone, you say music. So that's one thing. So what I've done over the past few years is to develop businesses around real estate. Okay, so what it is that aside from being a service provider, we have different business lines as a company. So we structured the business in such a way that, okay, we look at this opportunity and look at, okay, this is the service, how does it produce money, and we work towards providing the service and also making the money out of it. Given, for example, the event, I'm not an event organizer, but we own the event, so we own the money that comes out of the event, because at the end of the day, we curate the event, make sure people have a good event. We go and look for the sponsors, and we get paid. And there's a model that comes. There's money.
So you
that
do an event around real estate.
So we have a radio show. I'm not an anchor. I'm not AP, and
so
all that.
Radio show around real estate.
So everything we do, if I decide to sing tomorrow, I'm going to sing real estate song. So that's like.
I like to hear what that sounds like.
My property is my property. So all that sort of stuff. So that's what we've done. Okay. So the focus at the end of the day is what thing? Real estate. So if I'm going to do anything we're going to do, it's going to be, that's what it is. So myself, as an entrepreneur, I just chose to develop the real estate industry in Nigeria. Developing the real estate industry in Nigeria, the most important thing everybody needs, like I would say, is information. Okay, so if you don't have information, even as a buyer, investor, a developer, or somebody, an entrepreneur trying to start a business around the real estate industry, that's one thing we lack: data in the country. So we invested in starting
data provider to some
providing
extent too.
Data, all the sort of stuff, having people to get the adequate thing that they need to prepare them to be in that industry. So that's why a lot of people will come and say 3INVEST here, 3INVEST here. What do they do? What do they do? We do everything. We're building an ecosystem around real estate. So we can't not be relevant at any point in time. So that's the strategy.
You've definitely touched a very interesting area, because billions, if not trillions, are spent on building and selling houses in Nigeria. But let's talk about that, because there's so much talk about this housing deficit. Maybe your thoughts about the opportunity for those who are listening who think real estate sounds like an interesting area. What do you say to them that are thinking of pursuing that line in terms of building and selling, or being an agent, or being a middleman in the process?
The agent thing is a problem in Nigeria. First of all, I think let's take that agent thing, right? Most people have issues. I have issues with agents. I'm not an agent, but sometimes I provide services that I have to pay for, like an agent, right? So you have a professional service provider is different from you. Just someone whose uncle has one house to sell, and you now become the agent in the middle, and that's what you see. So the problem is that the owners of the house, not the agents. So the landlords, the developers. The traditional way of selling real estate is when you want to do real estate, and you set up a development team, which includes a marketing agent or a marketing company that you work with. You have to strictly and exclusively let the marketing company do their job. So you don't go like, I don't want to give it to one person, which is the standard thing you see. I don't want to give it to one person, and at the end of the day, you now start seeing a case whereby 10 banners are in one property, and you now start running around it because they want to share 5% and all that. So all those things are things we're trying to take up in real estate. It doesn't happen outside this country, and I can tell you for a fact, just in the UK, there must be that one company that's managing your property, managing your investment, and they will do, even if they need to engage other agents, they will be the ones to do that. So the issue is for developers to begin to do that practice of having to do the things right in terms of that agency part. But aside from that, there are lots of opportunities in real estate. Real estate is the biggest job creation, because you have construction, you have anything, plumbing, skill set. There are a lot of things to do in real estate. So if you want to go into real estate, just know that real estate is not just building
the
and
houses
selling a
itself.
house. No, I
There are
don't
so many
build.
services around that.
I ran a business for 5 years and I never sold one house, and I can make as much as money and person that sells and collects agency. So it's just looking for the opportunity. If you want to do something, you just looking up for an opportunity to develop something in that sector. So which is the right information you need. So maybe you can talk to me at 3INVEST, or shout out to me on LinkedIn, my preferred way of communicating,
Right.
at Ruth Obi. And of course, I can be able to help you, push you through what your passion is and how you can develop it in the real estate industry.
All right, we definitely want to hear more from you. Well, we'll have to take another break now, and again, we give you the opportunity to make a music selection.
I didn't think about
So,
that.
what would you like this time?
So let me take one international star. Okay, no, let me take Emergency Alert, the band.
All right, I'm sure that's coming right up for you. Back in a moment.
Coming up on Mind Your Own Business.
Being an entrepreneur is not being a CEO. I just wanted to say this because a lot of people, you incorporate a company and tomorrow I hear you're a CEO of one hair this, or CEO of one store this, or CEO of one water. It doesn't work like that. Please, for the simple fact, just get to the dictionary.
I told you before, Magali, listen. I'm the man. Bouge. Baby, tell me what's your name. Tell me what's your number. Is it me or something else? 'Cause I got seen that Honda. Driving me insane. You mess with my medulla. I'm not gonna let you go in vain. And when I catch you now forever. Oh, emergency, emergency. You never see me coming through. Emergency, emergency. You never see me coming through. Emergency, emergency. You never see me coming through. Emergency, emergency. You never see me coming
Welcome back to Mind Your Own Business, brought to you by UBA Africa's Global Bank, where we take you through the entrepreneurial journeys in Africa's largest economy. And we're speaking to Ruth Obi. She's still with us here. She is the CEO of 3INVEST. All right, Ruth, so let's talk about technology. We're in the tech age, and I want to get a sense of how you are leveraging technology and your advice to those who are looking to go into business, including real estate, how they can use technology to get ahead.
Okay, I think first of all, like I said to you, after 3 years in the business, I had to go into thinking about how to be sustainable in times of downturn periods like this. We shouldn't be out of business. So we thought about technology. Talking about technology, the only way you can globalize your brand is through technology. So, because you can talk to Puff Daddy. I don't know why I had to use Puff Daddy. You can talk to Donald Trump today. You can talk to Obama today, because they're all accessible, okay, through technology, which is just like Twitter and the rest of that, social media. So technology has played a great role at 3INVEST, because we've not only been credited for digitizing the real estate industry, but honestly, I think back in the days, like 5-6 years ago, all people had to do was either put their adverts on very good real estate magazine in Nigeria, and in the rest of that, and they just have to do. But we started into, like I said to you, investing in doing more of digital marketing, like promote people's brands. I think right about when we started, most of the companies, which are over like 80 or 100 companies that we worked with, did not even have a logo, did not even probably have a website. But I'll come to the website part, but we made people understand that top MDs today who are listening to me, that I had to convince to say, listen, you need to personally be on social media. Even if it's not LinkedIn, you should be on Twitter. Right. People should be able to reach you. Your company should have a brand. They say, no, that's not our market. But everybody's there now. Everybody's seeing the need, and they're using it as below the line, marketing, because it saves you a lot of money. You want to say something, you just tweet at it, and you see every blog copies it and just post it out. So those are the things that we've done, that people began to do. to, not because people will say that, oh, we're trendsetters or that. No, I'm not trying to, I'm still humble as we can be. But the truth is, we have to look into trends, look into the future, research more, study more, look at what are other people doing. So if you come to me and you dress well and I see you the next day, I'll come out looking better, okay? So you must be influenced by positivity than just keeping back to what you're used to, which might not be able to take you any further, right?
Yeah.
So that's what technology has done for us. So we use that to develop our brand. So what I'd say to any business today is not just technology is not just being on Twitter. Sorry.
I was just going to get into that. Is it that simple? Post on Twitter, Facebook, and everybody knows you tomorrow.
Technology is not just being on Twitter, Facebook, and the rest of that. And also, I had to say this because I posted something on Instagram about it. Being an entrepreneur is not being a CEO. I just wanted to say this because a lot of people, you incorporate a company and tomorrow I hear you're a CEO of one hair this or CEO of one store this or CEO of one water. It doesn't work like that. Please, for the simple fact, just get to the dictionary and see what does a chief executive officer mean. So there's a whole lot of things that you have to look at: corporate governance, setting up a board, being able to manage that and all that. So all that sort of stuff. So I needed to put that for the young people listening to us today. Okay. Yeah. So going back to technology, it's more about looking for how you can do business with technology. You can just send an email and it gets to whoever I want us against posting the mail. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, okay, in Harvard, not like they don't have to do the normal traditional marketing or the rest, but everything they do most times is just, through whether email or digital marketing. So digital marketing is an act that you have to learn, okay? Yeah. That the fact that you have a Twitter.
So you need to actually learn it to get the best out of it.
You can take a
and you can go online?
Research. You can go online on Wikipedia. You just have to understand how it's done and do it well. And for a focus for a brand purpose. So if you have to use technology, you have to use it properly.
Right. So the use of technology must fit the business, fit the brand. Okay, as we begin to round up, we always like to hear tips from entrepreneurs that have made it in Nigeria. So, Ruth,
well, I have
three tips for those listening in now.
I haven't yet made it.
You've been around almost 10 years. Many will say you've made it.
No, we're
You're getting
hoping,
there. We're
hoping to get there, But my tips, 3 tips. One is, first of all, you either have God or you have something else. So you need to be focused to what the supreme being is. So it's a difficult. It's not easy to do anything, talk about business. So you must have a spiritual support.
So faith is baseline for inspiration.
Yeah. So you must be inspired. You must stay, strong, because there are times when you just want to give up. So you have to have one thing. So either you're serving God or you have something that gives you inspiration. But we choose to serve God, so we get daily inspiration from God. So you have to keep up with your spiritual life. That's one. I always say courage. Okay, because there are times, it's frustrating. You must be able to learn or know literally everything about your business for you to, be in business. If you're running this show, you must learn how to produce. I've had, I have a radio show. I've turned up one day, my show is about to go on air, my producer is not there and all that, and I had to literally produce my show, right? So so you have to be skilled if you're to run a business. So if you have to produce water, better know how to drink it or know how to so that's one. Then the last one that I would say is learn how to save. So I think right about, if you can't save $1, you obviously can't save $1 million. I've learned that, and it's not about before you spend, you have to make sure, guarantee, not when you spend an invoice to someone that has not paid you, you start spending on that invoice. No, don't do that. Wait for that money to come, and you must have a budget so you can spend within your budget. If you're not spending within your budget, you're going to run the business at a vacuum, and nature abhors vacuum when it comes to business. So those are the 3 words I have.
All right. Well, Ruth, thank you. It's been really good talking to you.
Thank
Ruth
you.
Obi, the CEO of 3INVEST, giving us her perspective on doing business in Nigeria, and that's where we end it on Mind Your Own Business for this week. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've learned a thing or two about how to do business in Nigeria. Thank you for listening. Good morning.
For inquiries on Mind Your Own Business, please contact UBA Customer Fulfillment Center by calling these numbers 01-280-8822, 01-631-9822, and 0700-2255-822, Facebook.com/UBA Group, Twitter.com/UBA Group, live chat www.ubagroup.com, and you can also email cfc@ubagroup.com. Today's business tips on Mind Your Own Business from Ruth Obi is faith, courage, and income savings. Creative industries have emerged as one of the leading sectors in the economy.
Starting up a small recording studio in my dad's garage is all it took.
My story was more like experimenting with variety of flavors, baking cupcakes, brownies, donuts.
Breakthroughs are usually when you find a new way to do something.
Oh well, me and my sister set up a fashion label because we just couldn't find what we wanted in shops.
Breaking rules and great stories start with how you dare to do things differently.
So, how do you start and sustain a business?
All these and more as Africa's Global Bank, UBA, presents Mind Your Own Business, a radio program designed to initialize, educate, and motivate young entrepreneurs emerging as strong players in the local and global economy. Stay tuned for Mind Your Own Business, proudly brought to you by UBA, Africa's Global Bank.